Alright, let's do this. Smartphone brands often don't just make smartphones. They also make products around it to kind of complete the ecosystem. So laptops, tablets, earbuds, things like that. And the main advantage of this ecosystem to the end user is convenience. You know, these ecosystem products work very well together. We have seen this across brands, and now Motorola has entered the chat. They have launched two products, the Motobook 60, which is a laptop, and the Moto Pad 60 Pro, which is a tablet. The general idea and philosophy behind these products is same as their smartphone, giving a good set of features and awesome value. I have only been using these products for the past couple of days, so this is definitely not a full review, but this is an impressions video. See, right off the bat, I want to talk about the ecosystem features. So these new products belong to the Moto ecosystem, and they are designed to work very well with Moto smartphones. So there is an app called as Smart Connect, which has some really useful features. For example, universal clipboard. Say I want to copy something on my smartphone and paste it on my laptop, I can seamlessly do that. And also keeps a history of all the things that I've copied on any device. Similarly, a Moto phone can be used as a webcam for the Motobook 60. This is a super useful feature for online video calls, meetings, and things like that. Then there is cross control, which basically allows me to use the trackpad and keyboard of this laptop with a Moto smartphone or even the Moto Pad 60 Pro. And similarly, the Moto Pad 60 Pro can also be used as a secondary display with this laptop. That is particularly helpful for stock trading, multitasking, or even video editing for that matter. And the number one problem that is solved by having these ecosystem of products is file transfer. It is very seamless to transfer files between a Moto smartphone, this Motobook 60, or even the Moto Pad 60 Pro. So I think you get the idea about this ecosystem and the advantage that it has to the end user. Now that we've talked about the ecosystem, let's move on to the products individually. I want to start with this laptop first. So the Motobook 60 has been launched for a price of Rs 61,999 including all the offers. And I want to try and find an answer to a couple of questions. What does this laptop offer and who is it for? It all starts with that beautiful display. 14-inch 2.8K OLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate. It has deep blacks, great contrast ratio, and the color accuracy is amazing. In fact, it hits 100% on the DCI-P3 color gamut. And it also has support for HDR, so the experience of consuming content on this display is nothing short of amazing. And it is also a good display for work, so presentations, browsing various websites, or using different applications. Everything looks amazing on this display, and also has a peak brightness of 500 nits, which is okay for this price. Now the refresh rate is 120Hz, and it is not a variable refresh rate, and I really like the refresh rate of this laptop. Scrolling, swiping, animations, everything works buttery smooth. So considering the price of 62K, the display is awesome. And I can say the same thing about the keyboard and trackpad. The keyboard is backlit, the keys are clicky, and they have a good amount of travel to them. The typing experience is good, and the same thing applies for the trackpad. Smooth and precision tracking. Even gestures work really well with the trackpad. Now you might be wondering, what about performance? As far as chipset option goes, one can choose between an Intel Core 5 or an Intel Core 7. I have the base model here with me, which has an Intel Core 5 2110H. As far as graphics go, there is Intel integrated graphics, which is a good processor for this price considering the type of this laptop. This is a thin, light, portable laptop which is meant for normal day-to-day usage, which also has some good features. Now what about RAM and storage? This base model here has 16GB of DDR5 RAM, which is expandable. Currently there are two slots which are used up, 8GB plus 8GB, but one can expand the RAM up to 32GB by using two 16GB cards. Similarly, there's a 512GB M.2 PCI Gen 4 SSD inside here, which is the main storage, which also can be upgraded. But even without upgrade, 16GB DDR5 RAM and 512GB fast SSD gives a very smooth experience. So things like opening multiple apps together or opening a lot of tabs in Chrome work really well, and there is no issues in that whatsoever. I would say the performance is great for normal office use, students, light photo editing, and even light video editing for that matter. Software wise, it has Windows 11 out of the box along with Microsoft Office, so that is a good thing. And as I said, it comes with all those ecosystem features. If you already have Moto products, then this laptop will fit seamlessly into that ecosystem. Now let's move on to the ports. There are two USB Type-C ports which are not Thunderbolt, but they are USB 3.2 Gen 1, and they also support PD charging 3.0, data transfer, and DisplayPort 1.4. Along with that, there are two USB-A ports as well. These are also USB 3.2 Gen 1 ports, and one of them is actually an always on port, which means that even if the laptop is turned off, you can use that port to charge other devices. Then there's an HDMI 1.4B and a 3.5mm headphone jack. That is incredible. Finally, there's also a micro SD card reader, and actually right beside that is the power button, which does not have a fingerprint sensor, but this laptop has face unlock for biometric authentication. Connected device, there is Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 5.4. One major thing remaining to talk about is battery life. There's a 60Wh battery inside here along with fast charging. In fact, inside the box there is a 65W USB-C fast charger included. I'm really glad that it is a USB-C charger and not a proprietary connector. Now in my initial testing, the battery life of this laptop has been great. Easily lasted me for a full day of normal use. Web browsing, light photo editing, watching a lot of content. Now, I also want to talk about build quality. So this laptop is actually made from aluminum and the build quality is premium. Does not feel cheap at all. And it can easily be opened with one hand. That is incredible. And it is not a heavy laptop, it is thin and lightweight. Now Moto has done one awesome thing here, that they've not gone with normal colors. This laptop comes in two colors which are actually Pantone validated. So Pantone bronze green, which you see in this video, and there's also Pantone Wedgwood. Really awesome colors and not generic. Alright, this is a very quick webcam test with the Motobook 60. This is how the video looks from the webcam. So if you're attending a meeting or video call or something like that, then this is how the video will look. Now you guys let me know about the microphone quality. How does the microphone sound from this laptop? Let me know about that in the comment section down below. I think I've answered the question, what does this laptop offer? There's only one question remaining, who is it for? As I mentioned in the performance bit, this is a very well balanced laptop which comes with some great features like the display. I think it's for anyone who's looking for a thin, light, portable laptop with great display, good performance, great speakers, and in general a solid experience. This laptop offers that, a solid experience. So Motobook 60 is done. Now I want to talk about the Moto Pad 60 Pro, which by the way comes with a free stylus inside the box itself. This tab is feature packed, a 3K 144Hz display which looks stunning. It also has really good performance with the MediaTek Dimensity 8300 processor. In fact, the performance is incredible for the price of this tablet. And it has a 10,200 mAh battery. I think this tab deserves a video of its own, and if you want to see that happen, let me know in the comment section down below. I will make that happen. So yeah, these are the two products launched by Motorola to kind of build their ecosystem. What do you feel about them? Let me know in the comment section down below. I will make sure to drop links to them in the description as well. If you liked what you saw, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because that would mean the world to me. My name is Harsh Punjabi and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.